we had a bit of a meltdown, so a bit of a wobble, and there was a liquid fire just everywhere, and there was this massive fireball and spitting flames.
Welcome to the Central Kalahari Game Reserve, where the dung beetles are bigger than birds, and the scorpions are so big you've got to stop your car and wait for them to cross the road in front of you.
Wow, Khutse is amazing. So we got into the gate and then popped straight down to the shower at the entrance, the ablutions there, and just wet ourselves. It was so hot. It's 41 degrees Celsius. And we always have a little bet on what would be the first animal that we saw. And well, neither of us won it. It was the tiniest little leopard tortoise, was crossing the road. But then Michael got it. He said springbuck. So we've seen springbuck and hartebeest, and we've just pulled into the Kootsie Pans here to get a cold drink from the back, and there's wild dog lying in the pans. Khutse does not disappoint. One, two, three, four, five. 5 very hot and muddy wild dogs with an elephant carcass in the background. Fantastic. Golly, the last time we came to Khutse, there were no elephants here, and we came to this pan and there were a lot more trees around it, and I think with the elephant moving in, they've made a huge dent in the vegetation here, literally cleared it around this waterhole. There's another couple of elephant down there. Hi babies, they're busy. Now they hear me talking. Anyway, very nice.
So over here we have 2 lions, and it's quite close to the waterhole where we found the elephants. Yeah, probably half an hour after we found the elephants, we found the lions. All just chilling here, but they're in the shade already, so rather hot, hey? Yeah, I get another struff dog for my sighting.
Prize dog.
This one is a prize dog.
Time for a brunch stop. We went to Kootsie Pan this morning and saw all the elephants and lion and everything else. Here we are at, I think it's Kootsie Pans, one of the campsites. Nobody's here and we've decided to cook a brunch. It's going to be steak tagliatelle with the pepper sauce and some fried onions in the whole mix. Should be very tasty. Let's see what's cooking. So we are here at Bape camp, It's a transit camp between Khutse and central Kalahari proper in the north. And we've had a super time. We've seen so much. We saw lion again yesterday at the Kootsie Pans, and she was looking very good. But we had a bit of a meltdown, so a bit of a wobble, and so we haven't checked in for a while. So the story goes that our gas bottle that we brought along on the trip, I felt didn't need to be filled. Michael felt like it needed to be filled. You know, we don't want to run out of gas out here. But so it appears that when he went to have it filled, they might have overfilled it. So with it being very windy yesterday, when we stopped for some lunch, we couldn't get the gas bottle started, so we stuck it into the back of the cruiser and thought, well, you know, we'll just fry the onions in the back of the cruiser. So, unbeknownst to me, I opened this thing and put a flame to it, and there was a liquid fire just everywhere inside the cab, at the back of the cruiser. And honestly, I don't know how the canvas didn't set afire, but I did burn a massive hole in the netting of the back of the cruiser. So it's been patched with some duct tape that I bought a while ago, which doesn't stick anymore. So we have this like dreadful wound in the back of our cruiser. So the plastic just melted, and there was this massive fireball in the back of the cruiser and spitting flames. So anyway, we had to take that gas bottle out and run it, let gas out of it, and it like had like fluid flames and liquid coming out of it. So what we've learned from this, and our takeaway is, after we filled a gas bottle, we're going to have to check it before we use it in the cruiser or anywhere. So now we have to take the tent off the back of the cruiser and have a new panel fitted, a new netting fitted to the back. And the last time we did this, it was to have the awning done, and Michael said he doesn't want to do it again because of the amount of drama involved taking it off and on and then fitting it back again. So anyway, I suppose you push too hard against that, it's gonna happen. Anyway, it was only on day 3 here in the park, so I guess, you know, these things happen. You can't help stupid. Life goes on. We're still enjoying the bush.
Okay, so today we drove up from Kootsie Pan up to Bape, and it was a hell of a drive, especially after yesterday's dramas of the fireball inside the back of the cruiser. Yeah, next time we have a gas bottle filled, we're definitely going to light it at home first in an open, well-ventilated area. Make sure that it's all fine and not overfull. But yeah, I think that was a learning experience for us. Yeah, and then today's drive, distance-wise, it wasn't too long. It was supposed to be 80 k's, but the sand was so thick and so soft, and the temperature was around about 40 degrees. And we're driving third gear low range most of the way, and the cruiser was pretty much stalling in places in third gear. The sand was just too thick, so some places was crawling along first gear low range. Our tires are nice and soft, so we pretty much don't get stuck, but it's just when the sand holds us back and the cruiser stalls. So yeah, a long hard drive, and luckily I've got the Madman 2 engine management system, because that monitors everything mechanically in our vehicle, and that was drawing our attention to the engine oil overheating. So we don't have an oil cooler in our cruiser, it's just normal standard 1HZ, and our engine oil was reaching about 120 degrees with it laboring so much. So every now and then we had to just turn off the air conditioner and pretty much try and keep momentum and airflow without laboring the engine, just to get the temperatures down. So yeah, long hard day, but we're here and it's lovely.
Good morning here at Bape camp in the central Kalahari Game Reserve, Botswana. Each time we go away on a trip, Michael and I challenge ourselves to improving our birding. And on this trip we've aimed, probably the highest we've aimed so far, and that is to see if we can identify 200 birds. So far on this trip we've done, let's have a look. Here's my list. Okay, so 96 on this page, and the little star over here is for a lifer, the grey striped swallow. Probably just hadn't marked it in yet in the book, but. And then at the moment we are on number 103. We're looking for number 103. So we've done very well so far. See if we can find 200 before we go home, or at least by the time we get home. Well, we've arrived here at Khadi Gate, and we were driving for a long time today. It was hot and the sand was very slippery, so it took us about 11 hours. We stopped between Bape and Khadi at Ngaka waterhole to have a look at and see what was there, and there were heaps of ellies eating and drinking, so that was very nice. But we got here at about 7 o'clock at night.
About 7:30.
Oh, about 7:30. And then we were very pleased to go use the ablutions so we could shower properly and wash our hair and everything, because it had been a long time since a proper shower. I mean, we've been using gardenia showers for a short, for every evening. So it was nice to actually immerse ourselves in some water. But we were allocated campsite number 2, but we opted to camp right here where the ablutions are, because it's nice and quiet. They said they were, well, the 4x4 community and things like that had mentioned that they had a generator on the go here, but there's no generator and it's nice and quiet. So I think we're camping at number 3.
Yeah.
As we put our chairs out, the amount of ants that are out tonight, big ants, big black ants, wow, they climbed your legs and everything, and they had a little taste of you, a little piece of you. So we opted to get into the cruiser and lift the bed and prepare dinner here. So yeah, let's see. Oops. There's our bed up there. The aircon is on. It is gloriously cool. Michael has piled absolutely everything over there.
What can you do? You need some space, you got to do it.
So tonight we're having
Beef lasagna.
beef lasagna.
And a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, cooking nicely.
Yeah, with the air conditioner on, it's nice and cool in here. Very, very nice to be here.
So that's the the duct just won't stick. So yeah, so we're sitting in here, and the gas bottle is behaving itself.
There's a barn owl outside.
2 barn owls.
Yeah, up in the tree, you can hear them calling.
Yeah.
So for me, it is so nice to be able to sit inside our LandCruiser like we are. Kerry's on her chair, I've got my chair, and we've got the oven on the go, air conditioners on the go. It's so nice on nights like this when we've driven pretty much all day, and you arrive at camp, it's dark, there's ants outside, you can't sit there. And to be able to sit inside our cruiser like this and cook our meals, it makes all the time and effort and thought that's gone into building this LandCruiser like this, it makes it all worthwhile. So the amount of money that we spent and the air conditioner that we've put in and got the system to work and having an oven that we can use inside, this is what it's about. So we're here at Xade Gate. We spent the night here, had a shower this morning again. It rained last night. We got wet inside the back of the van, but Kerry will still tell that story. But I want to just show you the Xade Gate Shuffle. See how Kerry is stepping there, because there are millions of ants. And as soon as you stand still long enough, they go for you and they bite.
They take a chunk of flesh.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you got to keep doing the Xade shuffle, can't stand still.
Pork belly, some crackling, some potatoes, with a spinach and butternut bake. We are eating like kings and queens. Each time we come to the bush, we play a little game of first sightings, and so far Michael has done a lot of the first sightings, and each time you sight the animal, you get either a prize dop or a straf dop, depending on how you view it. Michael has seen the first lion sighting, the second lion sighting, what else have you seen? The first snake sighting, first elephant sighting. We had thought, the first owl sighting. We had thought that there was a prize dop for hyena. Sorry, wild dog. There's no hyena here. So there wasn't a prize dop for that. And I saw caracal, and there wasn't a prize dop for that. So this is what we've got left for the rest of the trip. So we'll see who sees what.
So day 7 in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. We are driving from Piper Pan up to Letiahau. The night of the 25th, which I think was about day 5 or so on our trip. That night we camped at Xade Gate and it started to rain, and we know our cruiser to be waterproof, so rain is not a problem. However, between when we last used it and this trip, our canvas tent has become no longer waterproof. So it was Kerry's side of the bed that the rain was coming from, and the water was just like it was actually running down the inside of her side of the canvas. So it was so like almost porous, the rain was coming through. And because our bed leans right up against that canvas, the mattress, the sheets, Kerry's pillow, the duvet, all that stuff just soaked up all the water. So the bed was sopping wet, only on Kerry's side. You know, my side was fine, lucky for me. But Kerry was not impressed, and so we found out that the tent is no longer waterproof. So as soon as we get back, we've now got to repair the net at the back that sets alight, and get the whole thing re-waterproofed. Because it wasn't just the canvas, it was also at the back where the canvas joins onto the camper itself. Water was basically pouring from there into our basin. Anyway, that was a bit of a drama. But that same night, looking at the camera trap footage, we had a massive elephant come right near our cruiser, and the camera, obviously the infrared flash went off and scared the elephant, so it tootled and ran off, but we never knew any of that. We were trying to sleep inside with the wet bed. So it's been an interesting one. Piper Pan has been absolutely fantastic. I think it's been the best pan that we've stayed at so far. Well, it definitely has. We've just seen so much there. Just the weather has been great, the sightings have been great, just absolutely phenomenal. So for me, that's probably my favorite part of this whole park.
What did you see around the Piper Pans?
Around the Piper Pan, we saw lions, a male, 3 females, 4 cubs. We saw caracal, puff adder, Cape cobra, African wildcat, a whole lot of springbuck with newborn babies. In some babies, we watched them as the mother just cleaned them, and they were like trying to stand up and their legs were all wobbly. The lions killed a wildebeest, so they were busy with that all day. A whole lot of vultures, like so many jackal.
Polecat.
Striped
Polecat. White-faced Scots owl.
White-faced Scots owl. We had 2 yellow-billed kites in the tree at our camp at Piper 2, and they were just talking all day long. It was so cute. Absolutely fantastic. Really loved it. We also had elephant come down. Luckily we didn't see them. They came not down past our camp but down the main road, and we could see that they were there, but we could hear them but didn't see them, so fine. And then today we've seen giraffe, and warthog. So some strange stuff for the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. But yeah, loving it.
We're here at Sand Pan, Tower Pan number 2. And I must say, of all the nights we've been here so far, I've only had 2 wet nights where I got a little drenched in bed from the rain coming in through our not waterproof canvas anymore. Otherwise, it's been comfortable and warm, and the aircon has worked like a charm. So it's going well.
So we are at Kootsie Pan, Central Kalahari, obviously, and I have just spotted the leopard. Hey, a big, healthy male leopard. So I get some underburger as my reward. So I'm not too sure. I think this is supposed to settle the stomach, but you know, who knows. But yeah, this is my reward for spotting a leopard.
Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
So just quickly, how many of these prizes have you won?
All of them so far. I think we've got 3 left, I think. And I've spotted everything. I've had all of the shots. And if I can keep my roll going, I will have all of them. More. So we've just started our game drive here at Passage, and right, so we've just started our game drive here at Passage Valley, just left our campsite, and Kerry spotted cheetah. Now they're a little far away, but down there is a cheetah with 3 little cubs.
This morning, about 3 kilometers away from our campsite at Piper 2, we found a cheetah with 3 cubs. It was absolutely fantastic. And she was just sitting there with her 3 babies, watching the springbok as they were grazing across the pan. And we left them to that, and then it wasn't much further along the drag when we found another cheetah who was on the hunt. And it was very strange because there was a herd of gemsbok, oryx, we like gemsbok, sort of watching him and walking towards him. And he was walking towards them, a little creepy, but he was walking towards them. And as they got closer, I would say about 8 meters away from each other, the little bat-eared fox came to see what was going on, and that's when the fun happened. The bat-eared fox, there was 3 of them. He tried to catch the first one, it dodged him. He tried to catch the second one, it dodged him. And then the third one decided to leg it straight in a direct line from there to its hole, which was very far away. And the cheetah really just nabbed him up and that was it. Quick, quiet, done and dusted.
So for our Central Kalahari Game Reserve adventure in 2023, we were doing the entire park from Khutse all the way up through the middle Xade Gate area, up to the northern Pans and out Matsweri. So it's about a 2-week long adventure in the park, and there's no chance of getting fuel or water or anything, so you have to be 100% self-sufficient. So normally LandCruiser drivers don't discuss fuel consumption because we know that our cars are big, heavy and thirsty, and yeah, it just is like that. So we don't normally bother about how much fuel we use. However, because this trip was so long without having access to any fuel, I had to do some fuel calculations, and we ended up bringing 300 liters of diesel with us. So our tanks take 260 liters, and we brought another 40 in jerry cans just for topping up. So I thought with 300 liters of diesel, with the distance that we needed to cover, I was guessing our worst fuel consumption to be about 17 liters per 100 k's. Now we're not towing a trailer, it's just our LandCruiser. So I was expecting about 17, and I was hoping that we could maybe get our fuel consumption down to 15 liters per 100 k's, so that it would give us extra fuel for doing game drive loops and things like that. However, it turned out that we are using about 22 liters per 100 k's. So on our first tank, so that is 170 liters plus the 2 jerry cans, so 210 liters of diesel. We only did 980 kilometers, so yeah, that works out to about 22 liters per 100 k's. So the last time we were here in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve was around about 12 years ago. We were here in our Ford Ranger with a broken spring blade that we had welded back together using batteries and jumper cables. And this road that we're traveling now from Deception Valley out to Matsweri Gate, it was full of water. So you can see all these dips here. So it's like dip after dip, and they're really deep. All the dips were filled with water, so it was like lakes. And
yeah, and we were here at the same time of year, so it's drier now in December than when we were in December
12 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, all these puddles had massive bullfrogs in them, so we couldn't drive very fast. We were going really slowly. As you'd enter a puddle, you could see how the bullfrogs were swimming away, so we'd have to go slowly so that we didn't hurt them. And just such an interesting difference from doing it then with the pouring rain and the massive puddles to now, where it's 33 degrees, hot, dry, and puddles are empty. It's just like whoops now.